Hello and welcome to the Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 26th of May 2023. Another fantastic week. This week we finished off obviously the main Bulldozer. Really happy. Not totally finished off though, because obviously we're going to do a diorama base for it. Going to do that in a little bit. I've got a couple of big projects that are on the go at the moment. When I get a bit of time, we're going to go back to doing some dioramas. So I've got one for the Tempest that we finished recently. Going to do one for the Huey, and obviously we want to do one for this bad boy as well. The other big thing as well, we were pushing on very nicely with the Hurricane, which you can see down in here to show in a moment. So we've been doing that as part of the live show series. Spit that one out. And then obviously down in here, we've been working on the brand new build that we started this week, which is the Beaufort Mark 1 or Mark 1A, to be honest. To be honest with you, I don't know what's going on. It's like me and the team, for some reason, we are all doing the sort of stone colours as well. So we were going through, you know, seems to be sort of North Africa, Egypt, that type of thing. Mine's doing sort of North Egypt as well, into the Med as a torpedo bomber. So we're doing this one. And I have to say, this kit absolutely flew along. I've only actually been working on it for about a couple of hours, and we're literally to the point of like mocking it all up, getting it together, checking seams and stuff like that. Anyway, all started though on Monday with the final part of the dozer. So this was part 11. As I say, there will be some other ones coming along, but really this was continuing with the weathering on this one. As you know, in this particular series of videos we've been doing, it's been construction incredibly straightforward, a really nice kit, no problems at all, no fit issues. Well, to be honest, I didn't even use any filler on it. So it's absolutely perfect kit like that. But what we have been sort of focusing on here is what I call weathering, the depth of weathering. So on this one, all in all, including the paint, it's probably got now at least 10 layers onto this one to give a really nice three-dimensional look. So in this part, you can still see we've got the chip in, we've got the oil work has worked really well there, and all the rest of it. So time to get going with some pigments. So going in with pigments, dusting them over, just giving it the light sort of dusty look all the way through. And then we mix the new thick wash with pigment. So what happens this is it will thicken up the thick wash to even thicker. And then obviously you can go about sort of splodging it on and getting it into all these areas. We were also using flicking techniques. So I've got an old toothbrush and we're just flicking it down the side. So we get those sort of speckles and lumps and bumps like they get right the way over it as well in different shades, doing all of that to it. And again, right the way over the blades and all the different areas. And then we were rubbing them around and smoothing them around and all the rest of it, just like that, all ready for the final reveal at the end. And it's turned out absolutely lovely. It's exactly what we were after. We've got that nice mix of dustiness, we've got that nice sort of wear and tear onto it. I didn't want to do it clean because it's a dozer at the end of the day, so we've gone through and really weathered it up quite heavily. And then what will happen is we will actually put this all together onto a diorama base. We'll build a diorama base for it, and then it will have final weathering just so it's part of that diorama as well. All right, so there'll be some more dusting and a little bit more mud and various things going onto it to tie it into that sort of weathering base. But overall, I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed this build. It's not my normal thing, I must admit, and I could build these all day long, to be honest with you. I would love to do a little bit more on the way of sort of, you know, this type of stuff, because again, it's one of those ones where when you start working on these, it's just, you're just adding, and it's all artistic license, and you're going through, and I had some reference shots and various things like it, but really this has got all of my stamp onto it right the way through. And again, it's not too big, it's quite compact. I said it's a bit like building Lego with these, because whereas you're on an aircraft, you have like wings and you're sticking all those on. With this, you put it together and then you're just adding and adding onto it and adding onto it. And as you would have seen with this particular build, it is quite modular, but we have now fixed it all in place. So the blade is now fixed on properly. We fixed on the actual cab, sits down onto it properly. The tracks are fixed on properly. And this bar arm around the outside is now fixed on properly as well, whereas before it was a little bit of a loose fit. I've still got the cab. You can flip that off, and obviously if you want to have a look down inside it as well, if you want so forth to have a look at. And to be honest, the hatch still opens on the top as well, so we've got the hatch down in there if we did want to have a look down in there as well. But I think by the time we get it onto a nice diorama base, something where you can join me having a go at this, because I don't do diorama bases, I just have a rough go at it and sprinkle some stuff around. But I intend to learn it a little bit more, because I quite like the idea of doing little directs, if you like, little ones, just to actually put them on to display them off as they would be. So obviously I want to do one for that. I've got Huey over there, which I want to do one. To be honest, I've got the Tempest over there. Going to do something with that, along with Matt as well. Is going to give me a hand with that, with a few figures and putting some details around it and a bit of equipment and stuff like that, as well as if they're being worked on. So that's the plan with those ones. So very, very nice with that. Completes that one off. Again, it's an 11-part video build. If you want to go off members, you can see all about that one. And if you don't forget, you can just pop along to, I just come out of here. If you just click on the top here, this will take you over to the page. There we go. And you can follow it along as a photo build. So we've got a photo build down in there as well as the video one as well. So if you want to see how we did a lot of this stuff, obviously it's all detailed down the side here. So you can follow along it as a photo build, just like that. All right, so very good on those ones. And then on Tuesday, we had the live show in the afternoon. As I say, Tuesday afternoon, 3 o'clock, you can join us for an hour or two as we make our way through on this one. So I've been working on the Hurricane. Matt's been working on his as well. So Matt's been working on his P40, going through the motions on that one. And then this week, I think I did it in the second half, I was showing you how to do tack worms. As I say, I've got lots of videos up there which show about doing it with paper templates. We've used professional masking sets, the ones you actually buy for it. I've showed freehand. So this time I thought I haven't done any tack worms for a while. So I showed you live down on here how to do the old tack worm. So you can see it's all of the tack worms going across just like that. And then we go about spraying it all down in there and getting the paint onto it and all things just like that. And then just before the end of the show, I actually went round and we unmasked it all just to show you. Again, this is a free show. It's non-members, you can see this one as well. And if you want to join us every afternoon on Tuesdays between 3 and 4 live, you can join in with the chat. You can ask us any questions you like, so forth and so on as well. And obviously we're discussing everything else that's going on around the place. So it's just very, very informal, me and Matt and you guys, and you can join us for a bit of a ching wag, talk about modelling and say, answering any questions you might have, not about what we're doing, but the hobby in general as well. And we can get some answers to you just like that one. So if you want to join in with that one, you can do just like that. All right, on Wednesday, it was the PM show. We were talking all things, obviously I've got the Qatari Spitfire here at long last, and I was discussing, the review for that went up the day before. I'll show you that in a moment for members, and non-members, you got it a few days later as well. So we were discussing all things like that, plus the fact we're discussing everything else that's been the new kit releases, what's coming along, what we've had in the store, what we're expecting, obviously any minute now. And I can confirm we've had the Hasegawa delivery, or some of it has come in this morning. We've had the book delivery, has it been in as well, and we've got a few more of the Rubicon ones have come in as well. So we've got lots of stock flooding in at the moment, plus the fact all the usual sort of re-deliveries of paints and glues and sundries and stuff like that. But anyway, that's a free to watch show as well. Non-members, you can see this one as well as members. So if you want to actually have a look, just click on that one and you can see that one right there. Last night was the live show. This is the members only live show, which if I fast forward, we were discussing all things that projects that are going on at the moment, the secret projects as well as the open projects. Obviously talking to the members about what's coming up at the moment. Obviously we've got a couple of group builds ending very, very shortly. So the 48 SIG finishes at the end of this month. So it's going to finish on Wednesday night. And the 1943 group build, that's going to finish next month as well. So that's going to finish on the end of July. Sorry, the end of June. So you've really got to get on with that one as well. And then obviously we've got our Queen Elizabeth tribute SIG as well, which is going to be for a couple of months after that before we move into the next ones and stuff like that. And yes, here I am playing with my next big project, which is the 1/24th scale Harrier. And thanks to John, who's done us a beautifully done 3D printed seat for it in 24th scale, because obviously there's none around. We were doing some testing up with that and showing about those ones. Plus the fact all the other guys were on as well. We've got John down in there working on his Avenger. We've got, what else have we got down in here? Hold on, where's the others? We've got Matt. He was busy working on his 1/24 scale Airfix FW190. We've got Andy in here somewhere. There's Andy. Andy's working on his Tamiya Spitfire. We've got that. And then we've got Nathan. Is in here somewhere. Where's Nathan? We've got Nathan down in here. I was on Nathan for quite a bit last night. Where is Nathan? I've lost Nathan. But anyway, Nathan is down in here as well, and he's working on some bits and pieces. Plus the fact, usual thing, we're answering all your questions and talking about reference books and all stuff like that as well. So if you want to catch up with any of those ones as always, you can do. Well, we're discussing stands and stuff like that. So members, if you want to go off and see that one now, that is up with you on the actual forum as well. All right, and that gets us a bang up to today. So here we go. So this is the first part of the latest video build that's up for members to watch. This is my 158th full video build. I'm trying to get to a milestone and I forgot. We went straight past 150 and I didn't even realize. So this is my 158th full video build. Which is out there. Some of them are free these days, don't forget. I think we've got around about 100 which are members only ones at the moment, so you can see that one. Anyway, working down in here, I've got to change this before you guys see this. Unfortunately, I didn't realize I'd done it. I forgot to change the pictures on the site, so I will get that one done beforehand. But anyway, like I said, it's ICM. It's great. It's just not overcomplicated. It's not massive on detail, but it gives you a great jumping off point. I said before, it's a really straightforward kit. It goes together really, really well. And what that means is that you can push on with the work a lot. But if you wanted to, you could actually do so much more inside. So I'm using the Edard look set for this one. So we've got one of their Brazin packs. So down in here, we get the resin wheels, we get the harnesses, we get, what else do we get? Oh, the mask set for it. And obviously we get the instrument panel as well, which is a great little way of speeding up the build completely. So if you can see just down in here, construction goes very, very nicely down in here. Color wise, I know it's not technically the correct color, but by the time you weather it, you'll see. So down in here, it's had a metallic scrub. You can see it before and after, just showing how that works. And then we go through a little bit of wear and tear on the floors, things like that coming through. Then it's had a quick oil wash right the way over it as well. As you can see just down in there, and we do some little bits of pulling it around and maneuvering it around. And then last up, what you'll get next week is obviously we've moved on just a little bit more on this one, as you can see, and we are just to this now. So we've got all the harnesses in. You can see we've got that instrument panel down in there. I've done some hand painting on the wireless operators one just back here and all the rest of it. So that's down in there as well. So we've done a few bits and pieces for that. And to be honest, it's a really very, very nice kit all the way through. And again, it's one of those ones where, if I do this with no glasses, the fit is a mega. The fit is absolutely fantastic on this. Really, really happy how this one goes. Very, very nice indeed. And again, it's one of these ones we can just pop it together to show you how far we've come with this. Wing roots look really, really nice as well, so I can't see any problems with those. I'll get this to go in the spots. There we go. But even, say, this wing roots are absolutely fantastic. And it's amazing how quickly these kits comes together. So if you've never done an ICM kit before, then you want to do a kit that just gets on with it without all the various stuff going on. You can literally pop this one together. Look, we've even got the rudder here. How quick's that? It's looking really very, very nice. So I think by the time we come through with some weathering on this one, and that's the thing, we're going to be popping in with this with loads and loads of weathering. We're going to fade this one down and give it a really nice look and all the rest of it. But generally, it is very, very smart. It's going together really, really nicely. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, so we got that one. And here's the Hurricane that we're working on, as you can see. So what we'll do is, to say at the moment, it's just looking all a little bit stark. So I'm going to give you a full job live as well, doing all the weathering on this. So what I'll do is I'll pop the decals onto this one. We'll get those settled down, and then I'll show you all about using oils and various washes and techniques as well, just to make this really worn in and go through the processes of this one. But again, this is the Hobby Boss kit, and it's lovely. I must admit, I can't fault this kit at all. The fit has been fantastic. I've had no problems with it at all. Used AK Real colours over this one. And I haven't done an early one like this with the sky and black underside and with the traditional. Normally I do the grey and green. I prefer that one. But yeah, no, Mark 1 Hurricane coming along very nicely indeed with all of these ones as we're poking along. And then, to be honest, here's the other one you would have seen earlier. So here's that 24 scale Harrier. So this is that fantastic seat that we've had done for it. So it's looking really, really nice. And then again, I've got big, big plans for this one. So this is going to be the big project throughout the entire summer. Watch the live shows as well, because obviously we're going to be working on this one and making our way through with that huge kit. Because as you know, that front end bit is the nicest bit of the entire kit because it's a later one. The rest of it is the original GR13 kit. So consequently, it's a bit of a mess. So what we're going to do is actually completely fill everything on that. We're going to rescribe, we're going to re-rivet and re-detail absolutely everything. And I think hopefully then we'll come up with some nice bits on this one. But as you know, it's an old kit, it's a classic. Just have fun with it and go right the way through. So anyway, lots of fun to come. Oh, and that's the other thing with this. I'm probably going to re-rivet all of this as well, just to add a little bit more detail, because it's what it needs. You know, it's one of those ones where it just needs a little bit of riveting into that one. And I think it'll just add that little extra layer of detail. So we're going to re-rivet the entire of that one. The other big news said before, this finally arrived, and I know it's very outspoken about this one. And if you've seen the review already, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're listening to me talk about it on Wednesday, you'll know what I was talking about as well. But anyway, it is finally here. It is up on the site right now. It is free to watch. It's on YouTube and all the rest of it. You can see you've got all the various things down in here as well. All right. So consequently, you've got lots of nice high-grade pictures. And this is the thing. It is beautiful. For an external model and all the rest of it, it's fantastic. One thing I do need to say, though, I made an error with the pricing. I was saying that this kit is like £120 and £110, things like that. I was actually wrong because we had a slight pricing error. So consequently, it turns out it's actually only £99.99. So you can get this one for just around about 100 quid, which makes it slightly more palatable, if I'm honest. But the level of detail right the way through on this is absolutely mega. And I think if you look at it with an open mind, you can see some of the details on this, which, you know, we just don't see before. Like, this is the correct wing. It has got the raised dome rivets where they would be, and obviously where it hasn't. Yes, I know it doesn't come with an engine, which I know is obviously the big thing with a lot of people saying about it. Yes, it doesn't come with drop flaps. Yes, it hasn't got any guns or anything else like that in it at all. So it's 100 quid. It's a lot of money. But like I said before, we are in 2023 now. The golden days have gone, you know, with inflation, stuff like that. And also, this is a brand new company. And I think what we need to see is companies actually making a little bit of profit. So consequently, they can then develop kits and release new kits as well. Because you got to imagine these poor guys have probably been hemorrhaging money for the last 2 years to bring this to market. It's got to be at a price which makes it for a viable business. If it's not viable, it's going to go the same way as Wingnut Wings. You know, Wingnut Wings just wasn't a viable company and then it closed. So consequently, it is one of those things. You need to be able to make money, to invest money into your business to carry on. So all the naysayers out there, no, it doesn't come with an engine and it hasn't got guns and it doesn't have flaps and it's 100 quid. That's so much money. It's like, just like the Rebel one. It's not like the Rebel one. The Rebel one's a lovely kit. Don't get me wrong. I built it. But it's not a patch on this one. And again, if you want to have that sort of, you know, fantastic build going through the instructions on their own, have got to be worth a good chunk of that money as well, because they are beautifully done, beautifully produced, and the time and effort that's gone into manufacturing this kit, it just oozes quality all the way through with it. So I will stand by this now as being a great kit, and I would build it in a heartbeat tomorrow. To be honest, I'm probably going to hold out because I'm doing lots of World War II stuff, and I'll wait for maybe when the Mark V comes out, and I'll probably build the Mark V one. But again, it is a really nice kit. Cut it a little bit of slack, and I think you'll understand a little bit by watching my review of what I mean about this one, because again, it's one of those ones. Last up, we've just got to talk about, we have got our live auction. This is, sorry, it's members only, all right? But even if you're not bidding members, if you want to join us on Monday night for a few drinks and get some nibbles and have a bit of a giggle, you know what our auctions are like. They're nothing but entertaining, if nothing else. But anyway, it is starting at 7 o'clock, not 7:30. I know we normally start these things at 7:30, but this is a 7 o'clock start. We've got plenty of lots to go through. And as you say, I'll start off with a goodie pack one. And we've got some really nice classic kits down in here. This is all the team's own kits, apart from mine, which are extra view samples. So there'll be that with mine, but I'll deduct the VAT off and all the rest of it. So don't worry about that. So, but as you can see, we've got some great lots all the way through here. Got some of Andy. That's right, Andy, the man who never sells anything, is actually releasing some of his. However, that he needs to move house. But we've got some lovely kits down in here. We've got some books as well from John. We've got some classics as well down in here from Nathan as well. There's some really, really nice stuff in here. And plus the fact, you never know, there might be some other bits and pieces added into this one. So members, if you want to join us for this one, if you just pop along, obviously, into the forum, you'll see the links will all be up there by Monday afternoon anyway, and you can join us. And then you can bid live if you'd like, obviously using the Flory Models chat room. Or if you want to, guys, you can do a pre-bid. Just message Andy with your top bid, and he will bid on your behalf during the evening as we do the live auctions. Remember, they're just a little bit of fun as well. So it's very much tongue-in-cheek as we're doing these ones. Grab a beer, grab some snacks, and, you know, just sit back and enjoy it for a good couple of hours. And hopefully we'll have a laugh. And hopefully some of you get a couple of good bargains as well. Talking of bargains, the last thing up today is PM Models have got a bit of a sale on special bank holiday weekend. Obviously, it's the bank holiday in here in the UK again, so we've got holiday Monday off again. All right, so there's a little bit of a special here. So we've got 10% off all model kits. Obviously, the discount is done at checkout. All right. Or we've got 20% off all Dragon model kits as well. All right. So it's 20% off of all Dragon, 10% off everything else. This obviously does exclude the special offers and damaged box sections. All right, so that actually won't cover those ones. Down in the special offers, we've got some lovely bits and pieces been added down into here. You might remember we were talking about these and we were going to try and secure some more. Unbelievably, some of the prices down in here. So again, 48 scale, 22, the F2 109, we've got down there for £19.80. We've got an E1 109 down in there just for like £11.66. We've got a Hellcat for £8.87. Absolute bargains, these. And we've got the Hellcat that I did, the weekend edition, the one that went horrendously wrong for me, but it won't for you because now you know. There's a full video bill for that one if you want it. At just £10.93. I paid a lot more than that. And last up, we've got a different Hellcat down in there as well. We've got one of the Pacific ones down as well down in there, Mark II for £9.47. Some great stuff, plus the fact all the other ones down in here. All right, so if you fancy grabbing any of those, grab them now, because once they are gone, that is it. So it's very, very limited. So get your name down and you'll be sorted for that one. All right, so we got that section, and then obviously new arrivals that came in this week. We've got the border models, no sections back in again, so finally got those back in stock. We've got the Italeri 72nd scale F-35 as well in beast mode, which we still haven't worked out that one is. And that is now the correct pricing for that Qatari Spitfire at $99.99. Again, we had a little bit of a problem with that one. So anyway, it has been fixed and sorted now down in there. Plus the fact all the other latest kit releases are down in here. So don't forget, you get 10% off all of these kits as well. All right, so if you want to grab any of those ones, you can do. As always, just pop along to the pmmodelsuk.com store. You can get all your sundries, your paints, and all your other goodies and that things down in there. But it's a 10% off all kits, 20% off all Dragon stuff as well. And that's about it. So yes, it is a bank holiday weekend and the weather is set fine for the next, well over a week, according to my phone. It's just sun and warm temperatures all the way through. So hopefully you get a little bit of time outside the modelling bench and obviously a lot of time on the modelling bench as well over the weekend. We will be back with you, as I said, on Monday for members as well at 7 o'clock, even I'm saying it now, 7 o'clock. So if you'd like to join us for that one, we'd love to have you along from there. So anyway, that's it from me. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until Monday night, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted. My heart grows heavy.